You're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I'm your host, Alexander Joyce, and with me today is Marquita Berry, the head of our tax planning and tax filing, let's call it division, right?
Yeah.
You head up that department, and I'm blessed to have you a part of the team with your experience. You know, I mean, you've spent a lot of your career on the IRS side, right, and kind of the corporate world, corporate structure, and to kind of funnel that down, if you will, to now be very client-facing and a part of our team is just fortuitous. And so one of the big things that we want to do with our clients or in our viewers, if you will, is we want to paint the picture to be able to properly manage expectations. And a part of that, especially in the tax world, even for me, it becomes very muddy at times. It's like, you know, you get all this stuff. And your stuff's starting to come in the mail. And the more mature you get in retirement, especially when you get like RMD and you got different schedules and, you know, you got dividend income and investment income and you got all this stuff coming in K1s and then maybe you got a trust. Mm-hmm. And so it definitely gets to be a lot. And so what we do is we invite people to come in and we invite people to call and schedule a time really for us to really understand what is in it for them. And to me, what that means is we are a goals-based firm.
Absolutely.
Right? With no minimums, with no dollars and cents in front of us. It's just, you know, the value proposition is, can we do business by changing a life? And a part of that is, how do we change your tax life? And I think that to clear up this maybe misconception with the tax world, what are some of the common questions that we want to get out of the way and really just ask a client before they just leap in and let us do their taxes?
I would say some common questions, starting with the first one, is what has worked well or has not worked well for the client in their experience with their tax situation. And it'll give me an idea of where to start, because sometimes individuals just don't know. They're trusting a professional, they're signing the return. And I feel like the way that we approach tax planning here is so different because we listen to the client and understand what worked well. And if you don't know where to start, I can start there with you. Sure. With education of, this is what has worked well. This is what happened, because sometimes people don't even know what has happened on their tax return. So they can understand what has happened and who, again, that household composition, you know, what are your goals?
Right.
Who is in your household? Who are you taking care of? How are you taking care of them? And how can I keep you within proper tax code, but take care of what is important to you, your family, your goals, your future. Yeah. So take that information, get a good understanding, right? Build that relationship, really listen to the client and see what they need to be educated on, if anything. Some of the clients are very savvy. So meeting them where they are and getting them where they want to go, no matter where they started.
Yeah, isn't that important? I think that, you know, you have to start somewhere, you know, and I think that a lot of times that's one of the biggest reasons that some people don't reach out, take that leap of faith and actually call an advisor, because they really don't know what they don't know. They don't know where to start. They don't know if they have enough. They don't know what the cost is. They don't know if it's a fee-based, and we throw words in like fiduciary, right? Yeah. It really becomes very difficult. And, you know, maybe we have a teacher that teaches elementary, or maybe we have a surgeon that you know, is doing surgery on a heart, right? And it's like, wow, I don't know how to do that. I'll probably, I have no interest in that. Right. I love this. And you love what you do, I can tell, because your passion comes through for helping other people. And I think it starts there. You know, when we do a tax plan and we are ready to start the tax filing process, is it important, one of the questions I would have, is it important to have several years of back or past tax returns at the tip of your fingertips to review?
It would be very important to have past tax returns, but it depends on the specific situation. A lot of times, if I just see the prior year's return, I can gather so much information on how to help that client.
Or if they're doing something wrong.
Yeah, if they're doing something wrong, or if something worked well, you know, this was done really well for you. Right. We want to continue that, or to dig in. Sometimes asking more questions in that discovery phase, you learn that what was done works well, but something works even better. Right. Especially if that particular activity they want to continue. They want to grow in that, for example. Like if it's a business, there's the startup phase. There's a certain way we're going to deal with the client in a startup phase. There's a growth phase. There's certain things you want to do when you're in a growth phase. Someone wants to go international. That changes everything. So it all goes back to really communicating with the client, being very honest about the things that can and cannot be done, what's been done well, what we will do for them, which is support them in every way we can, but also to talk to them about, some things I may need for them to do and be that support while they learn how to do those things.
That support, and that is so true, and just working with them, listening to them, understanding what the goals and priorities are, making sure that, hey, you know what, the way you filed your taxes now that you're retired isn't really the way you should be filing your taxes, and have a plan moving forward to address the need, understand the concern, manage the expectation, and meet with us, right? I mean, it's all under one roof, and so to me, that's truly special, Marquita. I thank you for your time addressing some of our clients' tax concerns and our viewers as well. Again, you're watching the Retirement Halftime Show. I'm your host, Alex Joyce. Again, Marquita Berry, head of our tax division. Stay tuned, folks. There's more show to come.